Well, it's bank holiday weekend and we're here on the plot and it is a beautiful day. It's a little bit windy and we had loads of rain last night and it feels kind of overwhelming. The plot is, yeah, I'm sure most of you have clocked that the plot is a mess. So I did that one bed the other day and really now I just need to get on and do the rest of the plot. I've got the broad fork here, got my rabbit bedding, got my cardboard, got grass clippings, all the materials are here. I'm here. And I just need to crack on before I get a warning, I think. So what I think we'll do is a quick kind of before and after with perhaps some little interludes of vaguely interesting things. But I just need to crack on. So I'm not going to do an awful lot of filming. So I'm going to show you the plot as we start. And yeah, we'll see how far we get. So here we are from the back of the plot. I mean, it's the grass. The grass has just gone crazy. You know, it's the grass paths creeping up, but I think it might also be the rabbit bedding that has caused some of this, although I don't know. So here is the bit at the back where we cleared, ready for the greenhouse. Ha ha ha. There's my bath. There's the swing set, which will be for a bean structure. Behind that is the plot that we did the other day. It has got the raised beds on. Oh, I did do something on this. Let's go show you. These are brambles that I dug up and are now dying. This bed has the cardoons in, and these are the beds that I am going to make. Apparently, here's some more that I'm going to make. Apparently, here's the bed frame netting. Just chuck there. Oh God. Anyway, this is what I did the other day. I fashioned. Well, I put this bed in and then I decided to use these decking boards to just create another bed in between them. Seemed like a good use of space. I haven't drilled these in at all. They're just held by bricks at the moment because I didn't have the drill here. I have brought the drill down now. The front of the plot actually isn't that bad, although it looks bad. I know, Dory, it does look bad. We've got the brassicas in here. We've got the potatoes at the front. This is actually all covered. I mean, the grass is coming out, but it had cardboard and it had organic matter put on it in the autumn. Obviously, I've got my huge pile of compost there that will fill these beds as and when I make them. And over here, we've got the first earlies and the raspberries. So other than some weeding around the raspberries, that's not too bad either. I don't know if you can just see in the distance, my cousin is actually here on her new plot. It's that one just behind the shed over there, in that corner. So we might check in on her later as well. Dory's allowed to stay here as long as she's being good. Once she starts being naughty, she's off to grandma's. I brought my lunch down. I've got plenty of tea. Mr. Singh has been over and brought me a beer and a Prosecco, which he also did last week. I did tell him 10 a.m. on a Saturday is a bit early for me. Yeah, if we get desperate, if I just get so overwhelmed with this plot, then at least we can drink. Okay, anyway, I'm going to crack on and I'll check in with you a little bit later. Good morning, Sunday morning. It's just before 8 o'clock. Not actually here for round 2 yet. I'm just on the dog walk. I just wanted to stop in because I had to rush off last night. I had a birthday party to go to, so I might be a bit croaky because I was dancing and singing last night. Yeah, I had to kind of down tools, get home, bath the dog, bath myself, and look presentable to be out in company. So I thought we'd just stop by and I can update you on where I got to at the end of day one. I don't think I mentioned yesterday that my aim here is to sort 3 of these beds in the 3 days of the bank holiday. That's what I'm aiming for. And I'm really pleased to report that we are on track. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a moment. But just to say, oh, it is gorgeous down here this morning. It's so warm. The sun is out. The birds are singing. I need to be down at the plot early in the mornings more because it's just the best time. Okay, let's go have a look. Right then, bed 1, here we go. So I think I left you as I was putting the cardboard down. I did a few arrangements of the decking boards, but this is what I ended up going for. So it's a little bit makeshift at the moment. I will drill some nails in it at some point, but I'm really quite pleased with this. Now, just for context, where the cardoons are there, that's where all the Jerusalem artichokes are planted. So that whole section at the back of this bed will be full. I decided to leave the cardoons on the outer edge of the bed, just to, well, the whole idea of this was like, how can I maximize the space, but also not be compacting the soil by walking all over it all the time. So now I'll be able to have these walkways to come through, and then here can come right down to the end and have access to all of this section. Now this section slopes down, so it does get quite flooded on that edge, but that's part of why I'm doing this, is to build up the beds and hopefully keep the crops up out of the water and therefore able to use that space. So even though the beds aren't actually screwed together yet, I did start filling them. I put, obviously there's cardboard on the bottom, then I put the rabbit bedding, and then I watered it, and then I put the grass clippings on top, which aren't watered because I want those to dry out. It's going to be a really beautiful day today, so I figured that can dry out on the top, and then the compost can go on top when that's dried out. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a long way from where we were yesterday, for sure. I'm pretty pleased. So today, oh Dory, no, you had a bath yesterday. Out, Dory, out. Good girl. So today we're going to be tackling this bed. Okay, and I've charged the strimmer, so I shall bring that down. And I also wanted to bring down, well, the main crop potatoes and onions really need to go out. But I do think I should concentrate on the beds before I plant anything out. I think the reward will be planting stuff out. But it was lovely yesterday. It felt like a real family affair. Mark came down and he was working on his plot. My cousin was down on her new plot. And the broad fork and watering cans was like going up and down the site. In fact, I'll take you down and show you the progress that my cousin's made on her new plot in a moment. I mean, we were all working on our own plots, but it still felt really collaborative, like we were coming along and having tea breaks, giving advice, sharing things. So it was really lovely. I think when I got here yesterday, I did feel overwhelmed, and I started thinking about, I've taken on too much and I'm not going to be able to do this, etc., etc. But I feel so much better this morning. I've cultivated a small part. It's not brilliant. It's not perfect. Oh, Dory, no, you muddy feet. I was having a serious moment then. And yeah, I just really hope that I can keep the momentum going and get another 2 beds done, Dory, by the end of the bank holiday weekend. What do you think? Can we do it? Can we do it? Okay, we'll go for a walk first. Oh, look at my trousers, Dory. Oh, as we head out then, we'll just have a little look at Mark's plot. This is what he was doing yesterday. He was putting in his peas. So he's done a pea frame like that. This is my nephew's patch, although he hasn't done that much to it yet. Mark did replace those broad beans that got snapped, so they're looking good now. There are potatoes in the bed behind it, and he's also got some strawberries in there. But this is what he was working on as well yesterday, is, well, the flooding issue. And I think he's going to continue digging this and bucketing it out to get the pond in. And then he also put these raspberries in. You can see that he's rotivated his plot now. So, and you can probably see why I sort of thought, should I? Because then you've got just this lovely workable space ready to go. There we go. These are his shallots. How amazing are they looking? Really good. Really good. Right, I'll take you down to my cousin's plot. So this was my cousin's first full day on her plot, really, and she's made loads of progress already. So I'll overlay the before picture and then I'll just give you a quick tour of her new plot. So she has this corner plot, which is called a kitchen garden plot because it's quite small, and she's been moving slabs so that she's made several beds along this side and then this one long thin bed. But she's also got all this space at the side here up to the logs. So it's not bad actually in terms of its size. So there's a big clump of raspberries at the back of the plot there where she wants to put her compost bins. So she dug all those up and she's relocated those to the front of the plot. She's also put in some herbs, it looks like. Oh no, this is antirrhinum and some Cape daisies on the front. And she's put her main crop potatoes in here, and I thought she'd done something else, maybe not. So she's got some pallet collars that can go somewhere. This is where she's going to put a compost bays and potentially a little greenhouse here as well. So yeah, like I said, it's lovely sharing things, helping each other out. It's what allotments are all about, isn't it? Right, come on then, Dory, get your walk done and then we'll be back down here for round 2. We're just nearly home and I've just spotted that my neighbour who sells plants on her front has put her stall out for the first time this year. Let's have a look. Wow, Calabroccoa, million bells. You know how much I love those. Look, Dory, beans. We haven't even sown beans yet. Marigolds. The snails ate all mine. Apologies, an abrupt ending to the filming there because the lady had a new puppy and obviously I had to snuggle with the puppy for a while. But I'm now back. Oh my goodness. I was just about to say I'm going to open the flimsy and check on my marigolds. Look at the state of the door of the flimsy. I guess a little snail or slug had a nice time in there last night. Let's inspect the damage. I can't see the culprit, and pretty much everything looks like it did yesterday, really. Have more of the cabbages gone, potentially. Those are looking pretty good though, aren't they? What are they? Oh, I think they're calabrese. But there's my marigolds. There's like potentially 2 or 3 left. Damn it. All of those ones went. They were all marigolds. But they obviously don't like the candy tuft. So that's fine. Sweet peas are fine. They're the perennial sweet peas. Cosmos. No, that's Florence fennel. Ah. What was this? Oh, kohlrabi's. Been pretty much completely eaten. That one might survive. More antirrhinums, lettuce, beetroot. These are the onions that I really want to get in to the plot. Really want to get in. More antirrhinums. Now, the marigolds have gone and the lupins have stayed. So slugs love lupins, but they clearly love marigolds more. So there you go, top tip. Sow some marigolds near your lupins. Everything looks fine in there. All good. All good. They're my straw flowers. They're looking good. They probably need potting on, actually. These peas also desperately need to go out. Take them down to the plot. Those are sweet peas there, I think. Desperately need to go out. And I don't know if I've updated you on these in a long while, but these were the salvia cuttings that we took late summer. And they've done exceptionally well for me. Some up there as well. So they'll be going out soon. How are things in here? Because it did go down to 5.5 in the greenhouse last night. Ah! Are you okay, tomatoes? I think you are okay. I did give them all water and a feed yesterday. The chilies looked like they really needed a feed. What do you think? Starting to look a bit straggly, I think. But the aubergines, they're looking pretty good. Pretty good. I can see myself getting easily distracted by the home garden. So I'm going to stop filming, I'm going to load the car, and I'll see you back down the plot. Well, after a hive of activity on the site this morning, it's really quiet this afternoon. Everybody's gone home. It's gorgeous still. There's a slight breeze. The sun goes behind the cloud and you're like, oh, that's a relief. Dory has been really good. She's just been laying and sleeping in the sunshine, really, sometimes finding a bit of shade. Hey, Dory. Barking at anybody who tried to pass by, but otherwise, very good. And we've been cracking on, but yeah, slightly losing the momentum this afternoon. So I broad forked the entire bed, the bed that I said I was going to do this morning. So I broad forked all of it. Tried to get out as many of the bigger weeds as I could, but there was a lot of grass on there and I ended up strimming it. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but I've done it. Then I've started laying the cardboard and I'm almost there. But this is the cardboard now that is at the bottom of the pile. And so it's quite mushed together and a bit hard to sort of pull apart. It's still got tape on. I don't know. Everything feels kind of hard work today. I feel like this bank holiday is a real roller coaster of emotions. But I had to stop. So I stopped and had some lunch, had a cup of tea, just eating some chocolate. Oh, very melted chocolate now. Shouldn't be sitting in the sun. To give me some energy to get back on it. The next bit is the fun bit though, isn't it? Arranging the beds and deciding the design. So yeah, I'll carry on with the cardboard and I'll bring you back for the fun bit. Well, I'm back at the plot, but I have to confess it's Wednesday. So I've slightly cheated on my 3 beds in 3 days, but Monday turned into a bit of a busy day, bank holiday Monday. So Liam was meant to be away and then he wasn't, so we went for a walk, and then my nephew, it was his birthday, so we headed for another family party this weekend, and so I only got a power hour on the plot on Monday, and I achieved quite a lot in that hour, and it did make me think. I must remember that just an hour down the plot can make a huge amount of difference. And actually, this is Wednesday evening now, and I've just done an hour, and it's made a huge amount of difference. And I'll show you that in a moment. So I think I'd left you when we had put the cardboard on, and then I was going to arrange the beds on it, and I said, "Oh, we'll join each other for the fun bit." Turned out it wasn't that much fun because I just couldn't get it to work. So in the end, I think I put 4 pallet collars on with decking boards in between. That didn't work, didn't like that. Took those off. Then I made a second attempt just with decking boards, but again, didn't quite work. This bed is really slopey at the edges, and so nothing was kind of level, and also the space was a bit awkward, like it wasn't maximizing the space enough. So then the pallet collars came back on in a different arrangement, and that still didn't work. And so in the end, I took everything off, and I just put on these large, like fencing panels, kind of metal, big things, just to keep the cardboard flat. And the more I thought about it, actually, the more I thought I probably need that space as one big space. If you watched my previous episode, you will know that I've sown an awful lot of pumpkins. So my thinking was I'm probably going to need a lot of space for those pumpkins, and that could be potentially where they go. Now, that was my thought, and my other thought was that I would come down here first thing this morning and give you a look around and finish up the video. That didn't go to plan either, and well, I'll just show you what happened this morning. Good morning. Apologies, it's first thing in the morning. I wasn't planning on filming anything, but I've just come into the greenhouse and look what I found. These are all the pumpkins that I sowed a few days ago. The mouse has been in and just completely decimated everything. Everything is gone. I'm trying not to be too upset, but the problem is, I mean, I can resow, but a lot of those varieties, they were the last seed of the packet. You don't get a lot of seeds in pumpkin packets, and particularly the courgettes, actually, and the cucumbers. Oh. I'd come out here, I think this is... I'm sorry, this is ridiculous to be upset about, but I think it's hit me hard because I just came in thinking, oh, will there be anything to see? And I could see disruption on the surface, and I thought they were breaking through, so I grabbed the tray and I'm like, oh! And then I saw that mouse! Oh! And I could have had them on the floating shelf. The floating shelf was up there. I took it down because I was then using the tray to water things. But I haven't ever had a problem with mice eating pumpkin seed before. I know the peas, I learnt my lesson about the peas, and when you buy a packet of peas, there's hundreds in there. So you lose a few, don't worry too much, but oh my God, I'm so disappointed. The seeds are just broken open. They're just broken open and they've eaten the inside. Ah! Okay, I need to start work, but I think I'm just going to go through and see what can be salvaged. There are some cells that look like they aren't disturbed, and then we'll take stock. Now, some of you told me I had majorly oversown my pumpkins, and it was ridiculous how many pumpkins that I was growing. Well, there we go. Got my comeuppance, didn't I? Won't be growing that many now. Doubly frustrating because I actually created space on the plot to do more pumpkins. Tomatoes are looking good though. Let's focus on the positives. Tomatoes are looking great. They do need potting on. All right, I'll catch you later. I'll let you know the verdict. So I've since regained my composure, and I did take stock, and thankfully, I think the cucumbers and courgettes were okay. They'd had a little go at the edible lupins, and in pumpkin wise, everything that had been eaten, I did have enough to resow, with the exception of the achikikuri, which is my favourite. But because you have such lovely YouTube friends, Claire from the Farmyard Garden, she is going to bring me some achikikuri seeds when we meet in Malvern on Sunday. So yes, this morning did not go to plan, but actually it was a really kind of dull morning, and this evening it is glorious. I've just realised I've got my cap on and you can't see my eyes probably, but we'll turn around now because I'm ready to show you the plot. I'm ready for the reveal. Manage your expectations. I'm just one person, but I'm pretty happy with what I've done. To me, this looks like a plot that won't get a warning now. So that, I think, is goal achieved. Anyway, see what you think. So we'll start with the same shot that we started with on Saturday morning. Perhaps I'll put an overlay and you can see the before and now the after. Now, granted, nothing has happened at this end of the plot particularly, other than the brambles moved here, and my strimmer ran out before I could get to this back section. Quite worryingly, the bindweed is coming up here where the greenhouse is supposed to be going, but we won't think about that. This does not look tidy, but actually is much tidier. The bath is the right way around now. I've brought all these bags up that I haven't used yet to the back of the plot. Got my little shelving unit out now, and didn't show you this before because it was a disaster area. This is between mine and Mark's shed, and you could not get to the back there. So I tidied it all. Again, it might not look that tidy, but this is miles better than it was. There's the bed that I did on Sunday. Okay, so it's just covered over. I mean, there was big clumps of grass in here that are just going to break through that cardboard. At some point, I am going to have to think about what to do with that. These beds that I showed you before, nothing much has changed on them other than I've added some more fresh grass clippings as the ones I'd already put down dried out. So I put another layer on to now dry out. We're building that up. Now, this bed, obviously only partly done, and it has been, as you will see, dug. And that's because this evening Mum came up for an hour, and if Mum helps, Mum digs. And to be fair, it was full of perennial weeds, and you would need to dig those out anyway. And I mean full, like they were squished up against each other. So I don't know how you would dig those out and do no dig. So yeah, thanks to Mum really. What I would say though is this is the bed that I don't think was covered in cardboard last year. So that's why the weeds were particularly bad on this spot. But thank you to Mum. Thank you for helping. So there's still a bit of work to do on that one, but look at this. I just come over here. Do you remember I planted some camassia bulbs? There they are. They came up, and they've got heads, but only two heads because Mum accidentally snapped one off. How good does that currant bush look? I don't know whether it's red, black, pink, white, but it looks good. Now, this is the bed that I worked on during my power hour on Bank Holiday Monday between walk and lunch with Liam and then party. And all I did really, these were already placed here, but I put them properly together and then filled them with rabbit bedding and grass clippings. And then the middle one, I put some compost in, and these are the red onions. And I planted the white onions in that side. This looks like I planted peas. I have not planted peas, but I have started to get prepared to plant peas. There we go. And there's the front of the plot now as you walk down the lane. And I don't think I'm going to get a warning now. I think this looks respectable. Not beautiful, but respectable. And I even brought some sweet peas down. They can go up over this arch, perhaps, while the potatoes are growing over here. But there we go. There's the plot after May bank holiday weekend. Dory, where are you going? So if you found my channel through Eli and Kate, then welcome. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're going to stick around. If you haven't seen the collab that I did with Eli, do check it out. It's really funny. I'll link it. The other thing I'll link is the broad fork. So if you're wondering what the hell that was, then check this video out here. And I shall see you next week. Bye. Bye.